G'day everyone, welcome to the Opal Mills. This video, I'm taking a bit of a break. I've got 4 videos on the go as far as filming goes, from treating, an 18 carat pendant, some doublets, and yeah, a 4th thing I can't think of right this second. Oh, that's right, and I was going to be doing a video, which I'll still get out, of all the carving bits I've just gotten from Gemcuts. Unfortunately, I was going to do this again and finish it off, which I still will. I need to get a better finish on here. I'll let that video explain it. Basically, I've got 6mm mandrels and my chuck will not open that far, so we're working on getting bigger chucks organised for these. So meantime, these mandrels are quite fine for that size chuck. We're going to go on with a new carving or 2. So I've picked out a couple of candidates for this. Another one out of a parcel I bought of carving pieces from Dave & True Bone on one of their live auctions on Facebook. Bit of a plug there for them. They're not too bad. Just bid it up to what you think you want to pay, and if you win it, you win it. I did. So this will be another one of those. Same parcel as this one came from. And now I've got another one that I bought in a parcel of Boulder, and it's got some really nice colour all around. It's not solid all the way through, though it appears like, oh wow, the bar looks like it goes all the way through. No, it's a face there, 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 and I'm going to take this top down, well, top or bottom, and reveal some of this, because I do believe in some spots, like here, it does go in under this, and if I bring it down, I want to see what's under there, if it just goes back to ironstone, which I'm expecting it probably will, but still, that's all we've got to start with, so no harm, no foul. It's got some really nice, actually, let's zoom in and add some water. There we go. So this bit's going to be a really interesting carving, because it's just got colour all over it, all throughout the crust, all the way around, and we're just going to find a way to tidy it up without losing it. So I'm not too familiar with Boulder yet. I have cut a few stones, but a piece like this, no doubt you'd decide which face you want to attack and just slice that face and do that as a stone. But I like to be different, so we're going to do a carving. So there's that piece, and this is the piece I was talking about. It's a little bit of colour in and around. It's a bit of a honey potchy type colour stone. Not clear honey potch, but just a honey colour anyway, yellowish. So anyway, over this side, there's a nice big green flash. And the question is, how far under here does it go? There is a fracture here, but that's a healed fracture. As far as it's not still split, it's been refilled with opal and like a scar, gluing it back together. Yeah, so we'll see what's under here, if anything. Wink of colour back here somewhere. In there. So I'm not saying it joins, but might get something out from under there. If not, we'll try and salvage what's here. It's a bit fractured. So then tidy up. I'm not sure how thin that is and whether it will survive, but we're going to have some fun anyway. So this is a relax for me. I'm just going to do this for today. The other 4 videos I'm just going to get back onto probably tomorrow and the rest of next week. I need a break to do something for me to relax. Yeah, no, my week was broken up a bit, as far as I'm also an oversized pilot escort vehicle driver as a business, and so I had that about 3 jobs on last week. That sort of just, yeah, interrupted my day on getting things done, so I'm a bit behind, well, with videos, but yeah, anyway, here's another one. Okay, so what I'll do quickly is just go through what I've bought. This will all be in another video when I open it all, so just ignore that and, you know, pretend this one came out after that one when it comes out. So I've bought 320 grit, 180 grit, 320 grit and 600 grit, and these bell-shaped pieces, bits. And so these are a little bit, well, considerably larger than the bits I was using last time, and so these will probably be a bit more suited to the speed I'm using, which is pretty low, as these are larger and will more feet per second type. Yeah. Anyway, I'll start off with those and see what we can come up with this, and then when we come to polishing, I was kind of splurged a bit, so I thought, oh, it's a pretty reasonable price, why not, give it a go. First time I'm using Nova, ever. I've never used Nova before. So we got some 1200, some 3000, and what drew me to it was the fact they keep going up, and I thought, let's give 8000 a go. Surely we should get a good finish with all of these. I can't use these on this bit because of the shapes that needs to get into. I needed these elliptical burrs to be able to get in and tidy up all those horrible marks, which I'm not going to be able to do till I get the chuck sorted. So anyway, yeah, we'll be using just these bits. And I've also been asked, would the attachment be any good for slicing, putting a wheel on? So we're going to find that out today. I'm pretty sure we should be all right. So I've got a 50mm diamond blade here, it's grit all the way through both sides, or sintered, whatever, maybe electrical plated. But what we're not going to be doing is slabbing. We're just going to be doing a bit of slicing to see if we can slice using the machine. So I'm thinking with bits like this, with the colour, I might be able to slice that end off and, you know, just see how good it slices. Or, yeah, maybe some of this. We'll see what it does. So there's a bit of an experiment. And so, yeah, we'll head over to the machine and we'll start off with our Coarse 180, work our way through and see what we come up with. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to need to do is take this wheel off. Put our attachment on. Put this together. And we're all set. Alright, so what we're going to do is just take the tip off of here using this blade, and we'll see how well it does. Well, there we go. Yes, it can saw and slice. That was a bit thick for what you really want to be slicing. That was a pretty good demonstration that it can. So usually 3-4 mils would be enough. And yeah, there we go. Awesome. So the next thing we're going to use is our Coarse 180 grit. Okay, so I'm going to start off with the 180 grit. And I don't really want to touch the colour part with it because it's very thin. I'm just going to neaten up some of this and just wear the bit in a bit and get used to using this. Okay, so now we're going to move on to a 1200 Nova Grit. First time I'm using one of these. Okay, so that's up to the 3000. I can still see my marks in there. I'm not 100% happy still, and that's up to 3000. But I'm going to go and hit this with a cerium oxide on a Dremel and see what it comes up like. Okay, so this piece is all over the place. I'm hoping I won't have too much of a problem getting this in, smoothing things out, but I don't want to lose too much of the colour because I'm going to try and keep all this as whole as possible. Let's give it a bit of water. You can see it's colour in here, around here. It looks like, for all intensive purposes, you have a big blob of opal in the middle, but it's not. It's just faced around this central core, and they're all painted ladies on ironstone. So, going to be gentle about this. I'll start off again with the 320 and just take some of the ironstone off. I don't really want to hit any of this with the 180. We're going to do that with the 320. I think I just called that a 320. 180. So we'll start with the 180. And we've got a bit of colour coming through this crust as well. Some really nice, if needed, sliceable stones out of this, but I'd like to just keep it as a specimen-y type piece because of all the colour on it, rather than just chop it up into stones. So we'll head over and do it. Start with this and see what we can do. Okay, so with this one I'm already resigned to the fact that I may need to just do the bulk of it with this carving bit and may move on to the Dremel after. Let's see what happens. I'm just going to start by taking this top off because I'm actually curious to see what does happen under here. So we'll start with that. Okay, excuse me, a bit dry out here. As a practice piece, again, sort of, yeah, not impressed too much with my workmanship. But suffice to say, everything's working well. I'm just going to have to practice more on getting marks out. But for this one, it got to a point, especially around this colour, I couldn't chase too much more out with the size bits I've got. Therefore, there's a couple of little lines in it. Marks there. One there, one there. I just couldn't get into any more with the bell top bits without removing more of the colour. And so I just tried to leave as much of that colour there as possible because it didn't go anywhere, unfortunately. So yeah, as a practice, again, that one can be left like that. I'm not going to try and get it any better because there's just cracks, chips, fractures, and some of them are healed like that, and some of them are still a bit fresh like that. Let's see the glint somewhere in there. But yeah, there you go. You see it's shattered. So I'm not going to chase all that out. So yeah, this piece I'm going to be very careful about carving, and I think I'm just going to leave it for now and do the rest by hand on the Dremel. So that carving attachment has actually saved a heck of a lot of time if I'd tried attempting all that by Dremel. So that's a total plus. And this one, I've gone back to it because I wasn't happy. And I can't leave it like that. So I went back to the 600 and I just took out all the little scratches. Then went back over it with the 1200 and 3000 because I really want to see what the 8000 is going to do. I did it up to cerium oxide before, but I still just wasn't happy. Yeah, there's not much more that can happen for the colour, unfortunately, in the little fractures. There's no real little stones in there except for maybe one there. And that's if you can get past the other little issues that are actually there. You probably just can't see it. There's a little carving for a pendant. Put a hole in the top here maybe. I'll tidy the back up in a little while, but I want to see what this 8000 grit. I have never used 8000 before, so I thought, why not give it a go and see what we come up with. So I'll get to and do this and just come back, save some time. Okay, so that's the 8000. And you do it for a little while. As soon as I look under magnification, it's where you start to see, so it's that polished, with some really little tiny imperfections that have been missed. And of course the stone's a bit, yeah, split and fractured anyway. I hope it's not slicing up the bit a bit quicker than it needs to be used. But even there you can see the lines running left to right there. Well, across here. Maybe I'm just being picky. But yeah, 8,000. It's a much better finish than I had originally. So what I'll do is I'll go around and tidy up the back. Never know what's going to happen here. Doubt much, but anyway, we'll thin this back out, make it more presentable so it can be sort of, yeah, I reckon it's kind of, yeah, interesting feel to it. So if we can just tidy the back up, doesn't even have to be set, this one. Could be just one you keep in your pocket. They call them comfort stones, I think. But anyway. Okay, so skip to the end. Can't wait to try these out when I get a 6mm bit. But I'm quite happy with all this. These are brilliant bits. Very happy with Nova. Never tried them before. Yep. Obviously everyone else is on board with this already before me. I'm a slow convert. I've made do with what I've got. Other tools, sandpapers and so forth. But definitely worth the $21.50 I paid. So, tidy this one up on the back as well. Gave it a bit of a finish. It's got a bit of a hole still there. There's nothing I can do about. Might neaten up a bit later. So yeah, a little pine tree. Yeah, no, I'm actually a lot happier with that result. I think, yeah, the attachment's going to be very good for doing the bulk of the work, for carvings and that, and getting most of the grinding done. But definitely think still we'll have to go to Dremel for the finish off. At least with the bits I've got at the moment. But I'm quite prepared to do that. So I might put a little hole in this a bit later, and I'll add this in the giveaway for next giveaway. I'm going to start up a new pile. So this will be in there. It's a nice little flashy colour anyway. It's a decent, at least a 10x5. Probably could have got a little 5mm circle out of there, I suppose. But I like to carve, and that's an interesting looking piece for just a pendant. No one else is going to have one like it, and you can't buy it in stores because this is for a giveaway. So I'm going to leave this video here, and I've got a bunch of other stuff to get on with. I was just taking a break on the weekend. I've got 4 other videos going. Glutton for punishment. So yeah, I'll get back to those tomorrow, and there'll be a bunch of videos coming out this week, no doubt. So I'll be back to flooding the market. Sorry. Yeah, hope you enjoyed. Cheers.